The most well-known Gemara and the very source of the mourning we do during Svira is the Gemara in Yevamos Daf Samach Beis Amud Beis, which says, "12,000 zugim Talmidim hayu lo Reb Akiva v'chula meisu b'terem echad b'bnei shalei nagul kavod zeh b'zeh." Reb Akiva had two sets of 12,000 Talmidim, and all died due to lack of proper respect for one another. Ever wonder why the Gemara stresses the fact that they were 12,000 zugim, 12,000 pairs? Why doesn't the Gemara just say Reb Akiva had 24,000 Talmidim that died? Why does it feel the need to say that they had a set of 12,000 pairs of Talmidim? What's it trying to say? So I believe the answer may have a real practical halachic ramification regarding the hierarchy and the order of who we love before whom. A lot of people's knee-jerk reaction when they hear the term Ahavas Yisrael is the need for the right to like the left, and the left to respect the right, and the yeshivish to love the modern, and the modern to respect the yeshivish, and for Ashkenazim to get along with Sfardim, and Chilainim to Charedim, and the yeshivish to Balabatish, and out-of-towners to in-towners, and working guys to learning guys, and short shaitels to long shaitels, and we think to ourselves almost that the further removed another person is from my camp, the more important it is for me to love that person. Well, ironically, the exact opposite might be true. The litmus test in determining how well you are Ahav Yisrael is how do you love and treat the people closest to you, your neighbors, your friends, your fellow shul members, your wife. The Shulchan Aruch in Yerodei Siman Reish Nun Aleph gives a very precise order of who we give tzedakah to. The first person to receive tzedakah is you. Like Rav Moshe and Igros Moshe, Yerodei Chelik Aleph Siman Kuf Mem Hey says that there is no mitzvah of tzedakah when you yourself need tzedakah. And then comes your parents, and then comes your children, and then comes your relatives, then comes Yisayimim and Almanos, then comes your neighbors, then comes those people in your city, and even within those people in the city, first comes the Aniyim that are following the Torah, and then comes the Aniyim that are not following the Torah, then comes the Aniyim in Eretz Yisrael, and so on and so forth. So, says Rabbi Yitzchak Silver in his Sefer Mishpatei HaShalom, page Kuf Samach, that the same way in Hilchos Tzedakah, there is an order and a hierarchy as to who gets before whom, so too in regards to Ahavas Yisrael, there's an order and a hierarchy as to who we need to love before whom. And the people that are closest to you are the people that should be the focus of your love. As the Arizal writes, that the ultimate fulfillment of V'ahavta l'reacha kamaycha is found in how you treat your wife or how you treat your husband. And then comes the love of your children, then comes the love of Gerim, which the Torah explicitly in Devarim Perek Yud Pasuk Yud Ches says you need to have extra love for Gerim. And Rabbi Yitzchak Silver adds, based on the Chinuch, that a Ger includes any foreigner or any person that is in a place alone or far away from their parents or far away from a lifestyle that they're used to, which includes new Bachrim in a yeshiva or a new family on the block. There is a special additional mitzvah of Yahavta l'reacha kamecha to them, to care for them. Then comes your neighbors, then comes the people in your town, then the people in your city, and etc. And sadly, it's sometimes psychologically far easier to help other people far away and pat ourselves on the back, telling ourselves how much we love Klal Yisrael, and we look at our chair gemach and our napkin holder gemach and our used baby bottle gemach, and we look at how we sent money to Yidden in Ukraine and how we are out fundraising and advocating and doing, and we tell ourselves that we are absolutely checking all the boxes of chesed and Ahavas Yisrael, yet sometimes our own chesed for others comes at the expense of our own children and our own spouses, and sometimes even at the expense of ourself and our own spiritual growth. As Rabbi Yitzchak Silver writes, that if one's house is a wreck, or if one has to hire someone else to take over the duties of child raising, or if one's children don't get the attention they need because either parent is too busy with even good causes, the parents have a distorted and halachically wrong outlook on chesed and Ahavas Yisrael. The real litmus test of Ahavas Yisrael is how you love the Yidden around you when no one is looking, when you don't get honored at a dinner for it, when no one is congratulating you for it, when you don't get a plaque on the wall for it. Is just raw Ahava for the people that need your love the most, for your wife when she had a bad day, or for your husband when he needs chizik, for your kids who desperately need their parents' undivided, unwavering, unadulterated love and attention, for that guy in shul that no one ever stops to talk to that woman who always shows up and yet never seems to fit in, to the socially off neighbors, to the cousins who feel like outcasts in your family. Every single person listening to this right now has at least 10 contacts in their phone who need chizik right now, who could use a phone call right now, who could use someone asking about them and calling about them and caring for them right now. We can call them in our car, we can call them on our walks or at the gym. We can literally save lives by calling them, and yet sometimes we are too busy raising money for Yidden we don't know somewhere far away. When a sitter falls on the floor, notice how there will be 6 people who jump out of their seats to run and pick up the sitter off the floor and kiss it. Why? Because how could Hashem's name lay in disgrace on the floor? Well, did you know that inside of every Yid is a Tzelem Alekim, an actual breathing, living piece of Hashem? Shouldn't it pain us that so many Yidden we know are on the floor? Where is our zealousness to pick them up and kiss them? They're a lot holier than that sitter. A sitter has Hashem's name in it. A person's soul has Hashem in it. We need to pick them up and dust them off and call them and talk to them and love them. That is the ultimate Ahavas Yisrael. And that's why, says the Ben Ish Chai, the Gemara stresses that the Talmidim of Reb Akiva were pairs. It wasn't that these Talmidim tucked away in their yeshiva weren't caring enough about the Yidden in Yemen, or the Yidden in Baghdad, or the Yidden in Alexandria. These Talmidim didn't have kavod for their own chavrusas, for their own friends. They were zugos, they were a unit, they were supposed to be chavrusashafs. That's why the punishment was so severe. Because love of fellow Yidden doesn't begin with Yidden in far-flung places who you don't know, who you'll never meet. It begins with the Yidden you know most.